How to hire appointment setters that book 20 calls a week. Okay, so why most coaches and agencies fail to build reliable appointment setting department, infrastructure, and exactly what to do instead. My name's Adam. I own apexsetting.com. We basically source, manage, hire, interview, train appointment setters for businesses, for coaches, for agencies, and we're going to show you the best things, or I'm going to show you the best things to do. So the real problem isn't the leads, it's the follow-up. This is the number one thing. Every single day, prospects are watching your content, replying to your stories, entering your funnels, filling out applications, and engaging with posts. Yet, revenue leaks out because nobody follows up consistently, and if they are, they're doing it the wrong way. The goal isn't simply to hire a setter, the goal is to build a system that turns attention into conversations, reliably and at scale without depending on one person's motivation. So where revenue is really lost daily, people watch content but receive no outreach, story replies go unanswered for days. I've worked with many coaches who just have endless DMs unreplied to, and these are basically clients. So they might have, let's say, 50 DMs unreplied, and at least 10 of them are going to be clients. Funnel leads sit without follow-up, applications are never contacted, engaged followers are never converted. Now, I'm not saying you do all of these things, but there's definitely these things laced within your business that need to be tightened up. So, never hire based on experience alone. Most experienced setters simply repeated bad habits for longer. Years in the role don't guarantee results. They can just easily mean deeply ingrained, hard to break behaviors that will undermine your team from day one. So number one is coachability. Willingness to receive feedback and adapt quickly is the single strongest predictor of setter success. Willingness to receive feedback and adapt quickly is the single strongest predictor of setter success. Critical thinking. So setters face unpredictable conversations. They must be able to think, not just follow a script. They need to improvise. Communication. Clear and confident and empathetic communication is the foundation of every book call. They need to feel like they're talking to a human being who cares, not an AI. Persistence. The best setters follow up when others give up. Persistence separates the good from the elite. So you'll find persistent setters who do follow-ups, multiple follow-ups, actually book more calls. You can train the skills, but you can't train the attitude of a person to make them persistent, to make them more coachable. You know, this kind of thing when it comes to critical thinking and persistence comes from a kind of person. Number two, sourcing. So source volume, not unicorns. It's a numbers game. Most founders interview 5 people and wonder why they can't find top talent. Elite hiring systems interview, for example, us at apexsetting.com, we interview 50 or more applicants for every single one role because the best hires are found through volume, not luck. Top setters don't come to you, you build a process that surfaces them. So your sourcing system should include large applicant pool, so cast a wide net across multiple platforms to find the setters, fast filtering, so your automated screening to qualify candidates efficiently, multiple interview stages, so each round designed to reveal a different quality. So the best hires are always emerge from a disciplined process, never from a single lucky conversation. Many people, many coaches, many agencies go online and they look for a few people, they interview 3, 4, or 5, and then they hire one. You're not going to find a good setter like that. Next. Number 3, hire sales communicators, not virtual assistants. A setter's job isn't admin. A setter's job is influence and persuasion and sales. There's a fundamental difference between someone who follows instructions and someone who moves people forward. You need the latter. Ask good questions. Great setters lead conversations by drawing out what the prospect truly needs. Build rapport fast. So trust is built in seconds. Elite setters create genuine conversation connection instantly, and they don't just follow a script. Handle objections. They don't freeze when pushback comes. They reframe and advance the conversation. So most people, when they get stuck, let's say they're just a virtual assistant, some kind of assistant who manages the DM, they're just going to try and stick to the script and ask you and freeze. They're not going to know what to do. You need them to be able to improvise. And a setter can improvise. Think independently. So scripts create assistants. Communication skills create setters who adapt in real time. So next is filtering the top 1%. So interviews lie, Scenarios reveal the truth. The filtering stage is where elite hiring systems separate genuine talent from polished performers. Use these three lenses to identify who truly belongs in your department. Number one, test thinking under pressure. Give candidates difficult prospects, common objections, and real DM situations, and observe how they think, not what they memorized. Scenarios expose what interviews conceal. In an interview, when you ask questions, anyone can give a good response, but not everyone can behave or perform the best, let's say, in a real world scenario. So you have to give them scenarios to see. If you give someone a scenario and they give you a bad answer, you're going to immediately see if they're good or bad. Maybe if you don't have experience with this, maybe not, but I can see when I talk with setters, I can see immediately, based on one scenario, are they experienced or not? And when you ask them questions, they're all great, but it's only when you give them scenarios. Number two is look for curiosity. The best setters ask questions. The worst wait for instructions. Top performers naturally want to understand the prospect, the offer, the market, and human psychology. Curiosity compounds over time. Number three is assess persistence. Most conversations require multiple follow-ups. Ask, tell me about a time you persisted through a rejection. For example, elite setters see rejection as data, not as failure. When you're hiring someone who is, let's say, new, they're not going to have these characteristics that I'm talking about when it comes to persistence. They may, but it's harder to find. Okay, security rule. Never share your passwords. One of the most costly mistakes founders make is handing account credentials directly to the contractors. A single compromised account can destroy years of audience trust, trigger platform bans, and expose sensitive business data all in moments. Professional infrastructure protects the business at every layer. Setters should be able to access all required work without ever knowing your password. Use the proper access tools. Now this, I need to update this because it's not exactly how it should be. But these are a few ideas. Meta business access. So you can give a setter access to reply to DMs through Meta business access, but you're not going to be able to DM people who like and comment. Okay, that's a downfall. DM team permissions, so role-based access at the right level only, so only allow people to perform in the Meta business suite in the right way. Delegated account access, so they can only talk with certain people. Business manager tools, centralized, auditable, and revocable. So if they don't perform, you can kick them off. Now, there's a way that I'm not really sharing in this presentation because it's what businesses pay us a lot of money for, where basically we are able to take a setter and implement them and install them inside a coaching business, inside a agency, and they never need to see your Instagram password. They never need to see a password, right? They're able to access and work in your DMs without needing a password. Now, I know it seems impossible because no one else can really do that, but we're the business who does it. We allow a setter to come in, work without a password, never need your password, never see your password, and still get your results. So you never have to worry about anything. Most teams train once at onboarding and wonder why performance declines within weeks. Elite appointment setting departments train continuously because skills erode without repetition and the market always changes. So live role plays, this is very important. Train weekly using cold outreach scenarios, inbound leads, objection handling, qualification conversations. Role plays expose weaknesses instantly and build genuine confidence under pressure, not just theoretical knowledge. So you're actually guiding them and seeing how they perform in a role play. And if they don't perform well, you can train them. And if you keep training them, they're going to keep getting better. Conversation reviews. Every week, review wins, losses, missed opportunities, and qualification mistakes together as a team. The fastest path to improve performance is real conversation analysis. Psychological training. Elite setters don't just know scripts. They understand people. They train biopsychology, objection routes, decision-making patterns, trust building, and emotional triggers. People buy because they feel understood, not because the script was followed, right? So people who are the best setters, like the best salespeople, they understand psychology really well. And the way you know they understand psychology really well, let me just click this, is because they can explain psychology. Someone who knows psychology really well will be able to explain the reasons behind why people do certain things. Manage activities and outcomes. So track inputs, DM sent, follow-up sent, conversation started, and track the outputs. So calls booked, show rate, qualification rate. So pair activity tracking with the weekly performance review. So you know what's going on, what are the inputs, what are the outputs, and with your weekly performance review, you look at the scorecard, you look at the KPI review, improvement targets, and accountability meetings, and consistency beats the motivation hands down. The best teams operate through systems, not emotion. You cannot improve what you can't measure, what you don't measure. So I'm telling you to measure these things: DMs, follow-ups, conversations, outputs, calls booked, show rate, qualification rate. When you measure these things and you pair them with the weekly performance review, and you look at the DMs that they're sending to prospects, and you assess everything, then you're going to be able to make much more progress. So, how Apex Setting solves this for good. So my business, most coaches are trapped in the same cycle. They hire, train, get burned, fire, start again. At Apex Setting, we break that cycle by building the entire appointment setting department for you, from sourcing to management. We interview hundreds of applicants and filter continuously for the top 1% talent, so you never settle. We train and deploy, so we do live role plays, psychology training, and conversation reviews. Conversation reviews build setters who perform from day one. So by having the correct training, basically, I've written this a bit funny, but by having the correct training, we're able to get better results from the setter from day one, and because we're continuously training. So manage and optimize. So weekly KPI tracking, scorecard reviews, and performance optimization keep results compounding, so you can see the results. When someone's performing bad, you can see. When they're performing good, you can see. And we review it every single week. So replace and scale. So underperformers are replaced without disruption. The system keeps running with or without you. As soon as someone fails, someone can come in. And you don't need to go back to Upwork, back to freelancing websites and try and find another person yourself and hire them quickly and fire them quickly. We take care of everything because we have hundreds of setters ready. Scaling isn't about working harder, it's about building systems that work without you. Okay, so this is my business, Apex Setting, elite appointment setters trained to book calls. So as I said, these are some of my clients here, and what we do is we find clients ready for coaching, ready to buy leads, consistent book calls, end-to-end follow-up. We take care of everything. So if you want more booked calls and you have lots of traffic on your page and you have likes, comments, and DMs and people that need to be replied to, we build a system. We build a system to source hundreds of setters. We interview the best ones. We filter to find the top 1%. We then onboard them and we train them every single week and we manage them and make sure they're getting results. So if you want that, then book a call and we can talk about it. If not, no problem. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look at my other videos. I've got some other good videos on there. And talk to you soon. Take care.